Okay, so I'm going to make this short. The same guy. I'm in different clothes. I'm sure I won't get stopped by anybody. I'm going to go for a walk. If you don't hear from me in an hour, no, 2 hours. Give me 2 hours. Do I have to do that now? They kept me in a jail cell, for 12 hours, and they'd beaten me. Six of them. 1,000 pounds on a 170-pound man sitting in the park. The RCMP beat me in Penticton, British Columbia at the Riverside Park, just in the back where the rose garden is, in the bushes. I squealed like a fucking pig. They hurt me so fucking bad. And now I can't talk proper. I can't sit proper. I can't lay down for periods. I'm in pain. Went to the doctor today. It's 2 days ago. So you got some catching up to go. Dude, go to Facebook. I got it all live there. Anyways. Quite a show, man. Man, good performance. Well done. Well done, bud. Performance of a lifetime. Yeah, there was no need for that. I'm an advocate in my town for homeless people and for people that just don't have much. And they're beating up the men in our town that are on the street. That's what I know. I don't know what they're doing to the women, but I do know that they're doing it to the men on the street. Especially if you don't look to them as God. You basically have to answer and do exactly what you say because they got guns, tasers, bats, whatever they want to pull out of their drawer of tricks. But in this case, I was sitting cross-legged in the park. I was waiting for him because I had a verbal altercation with the bylaw officers because they accused me of doing something that I did not do in the park. And I wanted to make sure that everybody heard the conversation. So I just matched his voice when he started yelling at me, and then I got louder. And then I got louder. A lot louder. And I have a tendency to do that, especially when there's an injustice happening. It doesn't matter about me. I've seen it in the park. These bylaw officers, the dog control, the police officers, the security guards. I had a security guard with his hands around my neck at the library. It's all on video, but they don't want to mention it. The city is in fucking... They gotta answer for this shit. They have to. If you can't trust the police that are there to protect you, if you're worried that they're going to beat you because you disagree with them, and you exercise your right to not talk with them, they beat you to shit if they can get away with it. And I almost died in the back of that fucking car because they put this new thing over my head. It was a bag. It was a bag over my head. It was a bloody mess. I didn't take you through the whole fucking thing because I relive it every time. Every time I talk about it, I relive it. This is what happened. Sitting in the cross-legged position. I had my hands like this, gently laying in my... And they told me that I was going with them. All right, you don't want to answer the question, you're going with me. They had no right to touch me. They had no right to take me in. They had nothing to charge me with. So I just sat there because I didn't think they could take me. But they did. Guess what happened after that? So as soon as he said, okay, you're coming with us, they grabbed me and I gave them dead weight. I was still in the cross-legged position at this time. Now I'm hanging. But they don't like to carry shit, right? They don't like to carry shit, so they beat the shit out of me. And I tensed up, and it took them a long time, and they kicked me. kick me. Knee, not kicks, knees. Bam! Can't see this when you're down low and there's a bush over there. Bam, knee, fuck you. Get down. Head, I had knees on my head, my neck fucking in different positions. And if I finally just kind of after, because I was like this and they were trying to break me apart, right? They were trying to break me apart and they couldn't get it apart, so they had to beat the shit out of me. They had to beat the shit out of me because they couldn't fucking, right? So finally, they got that apart. And then once that happened, I knew that there was too many, so I went limp, giving them the permission to do whatever they needed to do. And he yanked my fucking arm right up there in superposition. Thank God I worked out before I stretched, or else that would have fucking snapped. They put cuffs on me, and then this arm was up because this arm, I gave them permission, and this one tensed up. And I'm like this, and they're trying to get this one fucking down, and they can't fucking move it without 6 guys fucking kicking me with their knees. Dead weight, 1,000 pounds on a 170-pound person in Penticton, British Columbia, Canada, at the Beaumont Motel, just outside of the Beaumont Motel. Beautiful area, beautiful park. A man sitting in the park that looked like a homeless person. But believe me, they know me in town now because I got a history of this. I stand in front of these situations all the time when I see them, and I see them more because I talk to the people that are homeless and I talk to the people that are almost homeless because I live with them. So my job is to make sure that doesn't happen. Anyways, I'm in this position. They can't get me down. But after a series of blows, I thought, man, I guess I'll have to get them to do the same thing. I'll let go. And they fucking yanked it, put the cuffs on, stepped on the cuffs. They stepped on the cuffs. And it was so fucking painful. I swear. My body was in all sorts of different positions. Blood coming out of my mouth. I was choking. I was screaming like a pig. And no one in the park came. If one person came and had a phone or just watched, they would not have done that to me. I know that. Because the last time I was on Main Street in front of the A&W, right by the gas station. They came up from behind because they got a tip from the bank that I was up to something because I was filming stuff. Fuck, we gotta get that guy. How many police cruisers were there that day 6 months ago? How many? 4, 5? Descended on me, surrounded me, tasers pulled. I'm in the middle, and they're fucking holding their weapons. And I got it all on YouTube, but no one seems to fucking care. That happened 6 months ago. Imagine how bad it's going to be if they can continue doing this. I'm a 49-year-old man. Lived in this town for 18 years. I brought up 2 kids here. I've had 3 failed businesses here. I've done lots of stuff in this town. Countless. I can't count how much I've given to this town and have gotten nothing fucking back. I got nothing. I only have people. And that's all I need. But it seems there's fewer than I thought in my town. So I gotta look elsewhere. So I go to Facebook And lo and behold, some people that actually understand. And they don't have any pre-existing knowledge of my history, so they're just looking at me as is now, as opposed to judging me by my history or whatever you think my history is. So, in conclusion, you ready for this? This can't happen again. I'll be in the park. I was in the park already today. I went in for x-rays. It's documented at the hospital. It took 2 days. Oh, fuck. Did I tell you? Did I mention that when I was in the fucking back of the car that I almost choked on my own blood because they put a bag over my head and I couldn't breathe out of my I could half breathe out of this fucking nostril. And I kept on telling them I couldn't breathe because I was choking on my blood at the same time. So I thought I was going to die. I never thought that was my problem. That was my fault. I didn't realize that they were using bags now. So I just thought, okay, the worst that can happen, because I know what they do, is to get a beating. At that time, I didn't recognize that I could die in the back of a fucking cruiser with the windows up. It was so fucking hot. They let the windows down eventually, and they wouldn't listen to me. I had no medical attention. I went to the fucking, and they got me in the back of the car. They took their time. I mean, it's choking in a bag with blood all over, ripped clothes. They ripped everything. They ripped me to shit, man. I looked like I was mauled by a fucking bear. Two bears. Bears are what, 500 pounds each? Maybe 1,000. One big bear. Fuck, it was... Good thing it didn't have claws. Good thing it didn't have its fucking tasers and fucking guns and billy bats out. But they could do a lot of twisting, a lot of hurting. My thumb, they bent my thumb back when they had me down over there. So many things happened. I'll fill in the blanks later. So let's skip to the jail cell. I immediately go down on my knees once there. He promised me he'd take the cuffs off right away when I got there, but he didn't. He took his time. Had a little conversation with him on the way there about equality. Are you my equal? I don't think he thinks I'm his equal. His name is Matt. So Matt and I need to hug it out sometime. I think after a good hug, we'll get by this. But this has to be known, and the power that you have corrupts you. Absolutely fuck does. That's a quote by me. Power corrupts, absolute power corrupts absolutely. Lord Acton said this. I've said it before, it applies. I'm not thinking as straight. I stutter. But all that will come back. Don't worry. I need time. No one should go through this. And if it was anybody else, they would have died by now. Now I'm in the cell. I go down on my knees. Right? Down on my knees so they can take the cuffs off. And I'm peacefully there. And they didn't even ask me to get on my belly. They just slammed me on the floor. Again. I could have just bent over and they could have taken the cuffs off. They knew I wasn't going anywhere. They knew I wasn't going anywhere. They knew I was not a threat to anybody while in the cell. But they still went through their fucking procedures instead of letting me walk in, turn around, take the cuffs off. No, they applied maximum pressure to me. Not as bad, because that was a bad beating I took in the park. 12 hours later, without any food, water, or anybody to talk to, except the people that were asking me leading questions and telling me I did something when I did not do anything. So I'd like to know what I'm charged with, so I can represent myself I'll be fine. I'll represent myself. I can't afford a lawyer, but I'm a pretty fucking good debater. I got all the facts on my side, so I don't see that there's any fucking story here except for the one that I'm telling. I'd like to hear their side of the story and how much of a threat I was. So that's my story so far. 15 minutes. I'll make it shorter next time, maybe fill in some blanks.